Right. That's funny.
But when he was an academic, people thought he was too preachy.
Oh, you just can't win, can you? I'm sure everything's been beautifully cleaned, but on the off chance that the music stand got left out, I shall. That is very loud. On two. Probably doesn't need to be quite as loud as it is.
So, my friend,
Yes.
first of all, I have forgotten that I agreed to give you the thing, so all I have here is this, which should be like 2.5 of the little one. So take it, because I have more at home. Do you need more, because I can bring tomorrow?
We're okay for now, so that's very kind.
Okay, so take it.
Yeah, thank you.
Rose told me that she can hear you guys on live.
She can? What a concept.
So she just figured whatever you're talking about, just keep it minor.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I could mute everything. Ha!
Because that mic is very hot.
I could mute everything.
1, 2. I like this size of crowd.
I put the mic for you.
I did, thank you, yes. It's very, very loud. It's probably
Okay, I'm gonna get
louder than it needs to be. But I did, thank you, yes.
And you're gonna have a microphone as much as I can.
Well, there's
from now
no
on.
one else here to...
You sing so nicely.
Oh, bless you. Well,
In fact, she's
I
going to give you
only
mine.
sing what I know and what I can pronounce. And well, half the time I'm making up phonetic
Don't
words.
say things that you wouldn't want people to hear because we're broadcasting.
I mean,
We
yes.
should start in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay. How's your week been, anyway?
It's just it's been
That good, huh?
exhausting.
Hmm.
We kept putting off Fridays.
Right, okay. All right.
Yes, it is.
Excellent. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
How are you?
Ooh, I'm super loud. That's why let's go. So let's start with a little bit of welcoming the angels. It's been, how did you put it last week? This week has been
we've had quite a year this week.
yes, we've had quite a year this week. It keeps coming, and we keep.
I thought last week was hard.
Yes. So let's welcome the angels and hope that these next 25 hours are hours that can nurture us and can give us a little bit of peace, internal peace. And so we join together.
We're on page 13.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Yasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem LaShalom, Malachei Yashalom, Malachei Kadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu Nilai Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu, Tzedchem LaShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
As we welcome in Shabbat with song, we also mark the gathering darkness with an increase in light. And we mark the Sabbath day by lighting candles in the beginning of it. We have our candles already lit, but I think it's fitting to go ahead and say a blessing with them.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Great to see everybody here and there, and great to be seen. We're going to continue with our Kabbalat Shabbat, our welcoming in the Sabbath, with a psalm that's on page 15, Lechu Neranena.
Lechu Neranena l'Adonai, Nariya Nekad b'fanav b'todah b'zminot nariya lo ki el gadol Adonai u'melech Adonai.
כי הוא אלוהינו.
40 שנה אקוד לדור ואומר אבטועי לבבם והם לא ידעו דרכי אשר נשברתי ואפי אם יבואון אל מנוחתי.
שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, מסרו מיום ליום ישועתו, ספרו בגויים, כבודו ככל העמים, נפלאותיו כי גדול אדוני. ומהולל מאוד נורא על כל אלוהים. We now welcome in the Sabbath with Lecha Dodi, a song that was given to us a few hundred years ago, where they imagined Shabbat as a bride or as a queen or as an honored guest entering a space, and we show her the same honor with Lecha Dodi, Come My Beloved, on page 21. Page 21.
Shabbat nekabela shamor vezachor bedibur echad ishmianu el hameyuchad Adonai echad ushmo echad l'shemo tiferet לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי היא מקור הברכה וראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה שבת תחילה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, ידלה, ידלה, ידלה,
פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ידלה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה,
קומי צאי מתוך ההפכה, רב לך שבט מאה, והוא יחמור עלייך חמלה. התעוררי מעפר קומי, לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי, היד בן ישי בית הלחמי, קורבן נפשי גאלה.
לך דודי לקראת קלה, ידדה, ידדה, יבובי, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יבובי, 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 בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי,
כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי, שיר דברי כבוד אדוני, עלייך נגלה.
לך דודי לקראת קלה, ידלה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ידלה, ידלה, יבובי, פני שבת נקבלה.
לך דודי
לקראת קלה, פני
שבת נקבלה. לך דודי
לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
לא תבושי
ולא תקמי, מה תשתוכחי ומה תהמי, בך יחסו עניי עמי, ונבנך היו לי שיסו, שועשייך ורחקו כל מבלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמשוש חתן על כלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת
נקבלה. ימין ושמאל
תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי.
על יד איש
בין פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת, פני שבת נקבלה.
בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלם, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה
kala olecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela olecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. If you're standing at home, you may be seated. We're going to conclude this part of the service on page 23, Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך עליון. Together. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך באמונתך בלילות, עלי אסון ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינון. מזמור שיר ליום
השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך, במעשה ידיך ארנן. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך עליון. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך Having welcomed in Shabbat with song, we turn to our evening prayers with the Shema, beginning with our call to prayer, the Baruch Hu on page 28. Please rise.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Eloheinu melech haolam she'olam aravim. ומעביר יום ומעביר לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני,
Baruch Shemo.
אמרי ורבי.
Amen. If you're standing, you may be seated. We continue with Ahavat Olam on page 29, page 29.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו ושוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה, נהגה יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, וים שמוע תשמע מצוות.
Continue the next passages of the Shema at your own pace, and we'll get back together in just a moment. מהשמיים על הארץ, We join back together at the third passage of the Shema, top of page 31 if you're following along in the program. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor, Daber el bnei Yisrael, v'amarta alehem, v'asu lahem tzitzit, al kanfei vigdehem ledorotam, v'natnu al tzitzit hakanaf betil techelet, v'haya lachem letzitzit, uritem oto, uzkartem et kol mitzvot Adonai,
ועשיתם אותם
ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריכם, למען תזכרו, ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים, אני
אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohechem emet. We're on page 32, page 32.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדע בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים. זה לי, זה לי, אנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פניו את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גל ישראל.
Amen. On page 33.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום. Help us, Adonai, to lie down in peace and awaken us again to life. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ושמור את צאתנו ואוהנו לחיים ולשלום מעתה ועד עולם. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים. שלום, 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 שלום. Shalom, shalom. Baruch atah Adonai.
Baruch Shemo.
הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
On page 34, we have a passage from Shemot that tells us about how we celebrate Shabbat, and we sing it every week around this time, and we'll sing it now. Page 34.
ושמרו
בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
והניעו את בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, שבס, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש,
שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
אמן.
ואלמד דברך כאילו וימליך מלכותך
בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב וימרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה
בריחו
לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן לעלמא וימרו.
Amen. We turn to page 35b for the Amidah for Shabbat evening. This is a private prayer. You can use the words from our tradition on the page, but as I was sharing with my students this week, whatever you have to talk to God about right now is perfectly appropriate. So we'll have a quiet moment and we'll get back together in just a few minutes.
לפניך, אדוני, צורי וגואלי, אמן. הוא עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, אמן, אמן. עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. ועל כל ישראל, amen.
Kaddish Shalem is on page 48, page 48, Kaddish Shalem.
יתקנל ויתקדש שמרפא,
Amen.
ועלמד ורכות ומלך מלכות, וחי יכונו ומכונו וחי תכל בית ישראל, בגלה בזמן קריב ויאמרו,
Amen.
יהא
Yehesh
שמי
רבה
רבה
מבורך,
מבורך,
לעולם
לעולם
ולעולם
ויומיה,
יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרמה ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי קודשם,
בריחו.
לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירם בעלמה ויאמרו,
Amen.
תתקבל צלתו ואותון דכל ישראל קודם אבוהון דבשמיא ויאמרו,
Amen.
יהא שלום רע משמיא וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו,
Amen. עושה שלום במרומיו,
הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו,
Amen. Well, good Shabbos, everybody. Thank you for joining us here at PJTC this Friday evening. Let's see. We're probably going to read the Torah tomorrow. And so when we do, it's going to be out of this last Parsha, or Parshiot. We got two kind of shmushed together. It's a box set, Parshat Vayakhel Pekudei. And in Vayakhel Pekudei, it concludes the story of Exodus. And then next week we start in Leviticus, in Vayikra. And that's kind of a hard part. This is like the two towers. That's the hard one of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And we subtitled that book, And We're Walking, and We're Walking. It's like the boring one in between the two good ones. I'm enjoying it thoroughly, by the way. But anyway, so that's Leviticus. There's a lot of great stuff in Leviticus, especially right in the middle. Don't stand idly by the blood of your neighbor. Don't place a stumbling block before the blind. You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. And there's also a lot of stuff about skin conditions. And there's stuff about rules. And insofar as there are stories in the book of the Leviticus, it's usually stories about what happens to priests when they get it wrong. And so we cherish this end of Exodus as having a little bit more cinematic quality to it. I mean, we start off this great people flourishing in a land that has taken them in, and they sort of overflourished. And the king doesn't care for that. He says, there's too many of them. What am I going to do about this? And enacts various measures that don't go well for us. And then a hero arises. We have Moses. We get his whole backstory, all the way from the time he's a little baby, throughout his first career in the capital. Then he has to skip town on a manslaughter rap. And then he finally meets a nice girl named Zipporah by a well. That's usually where they picked up single people back then. And meets her father. Her father Yitro brings Moses into the family business. He becomes a shepherd. That's his second career. And he has a great life. Lives a very long time. He's 80 years old. He's about to retire, I imagine, as a shepherd. And then he gets another job offer. And that is to go back and bring these people out of slavery. And you don't turn down a job offer from a burning bush. He tried, but it didn't work out. So he went back, and he met with his brother. I'm going to gloss over most of Exodus right now. They went back. So long story short, I don't want to spoil Passover for you. They leave, and they get out. They cross some water. That's a thing. There's a whole song afterwards. And then these people are in the wilderness, and they say, we don't know what to do. Every time we have a question about the right way to live, because everything we know we've left behind, the way the world was doesn't seem to be around. I grew up as an urban construction worker in Egypt. What do I know about wandering through the desert and eating roots or whatever? And so every time they have a question, they have to ask Moses something. And so Moses is there. Moses will take their questions. If it's a hard one, he'll ask God, and then God will tell Moses, and Moses will tell the people. Eventually, Moses delegates. This is what Parshat Yitro is all about. Moses delegates this to other wise people in the community. They're all trying to figure out the best way to live in this moment of exigency. And then God says, you know what, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to give you a guide. I'm going to give you a rule book, as it were. And there are some stories too, because that's how you learn. You learn rules through narrative. You learn the right way to live through people's history. So God gives us this incredible guide. Well, God starts to. God gives the top 10. And then the people says, that's wonderful. Thank you for that. You are so loud and we're terrified. Could you just please have Moses write down the rest of it? And so Moses goes up the mountain to write down the rest of it. But it takes a while. I don't know if you've read this book. It's very long, like literally long. If you unrolled the scroll, it would go most of the way around this room, I think. And so he's gone for a while, maybe too long. And the people get concerned, right? Because they've heard 10 rules, but they don't have the guide, and they don't have their guy. They don't have their person. They don't have Moses to tell them what to do. And so they give up. They say, you know what, let's just go back to the way we saw the Egyptians do it. Maybe if we have a big statue to carry with us through the wilderness, the statue will lead the way. Make it something shiny that's reflective. Gold. We'll make a golden statue. And so they do. And that's almost the end of this book. Because here Moses comes, he's ready to give them the book that he and God have just put together, and he's coming down the mountain, and he sees what they're doing, and he throws down the book, and it's not just pages, it's stone. It hits the ground, it shatters. Moses just destroyed the one thing, the one artifact that we have record of God actually creating since the creation of the world. God writes a book. The tablets on the 10 Commandments, and Moses breaks it because of the frustrating nature of this situation. It's almost over. God even says to Moses, can't I just wipe out this people and start over with you? And Moses says, please don't. We've come so far together. And besides, what'll they say about you? They'll say you took this people out of the wilderness, you sustained them this long just to kill them, just to let them die in the desert. So not for my sake, but God, for yours, have mercy on this people. And God does. And God says, you know what? I get it. I know I gave you a rule about no golden statues, and you broke that immediately. But I think I know a way out for all of us. How about you build a mishkan? You build a tabernacle. You build a tent that's big enough to hold all of you and some aspect of me, and we can dwell together. And that way, you won't go astray from missing me. And you'll have a place to be together, a focal point besides some dumb cow statue. And that's where we are in Vaikhelpakude. We are putting this together. We are finishing this project because God, even when things look glum, even when we look like a lost cause, restrained God's anger and had mercy on us. And we got a tent out of it and a relationship with God and Moses for another 40 years. When things are hard, when you're in the wilderness, when you've lost the way of doing things that felt safe and felt manageable, there's a couple of different ways you could react to that. And not just personally, but in community. I've been really hopeful. I've been really impressed. I've been really in awe, frankly, of our community and how people have responded and met this moment with overwhelming kindness. And we're going to need that. We're going to need that because times that challenge our assumptions, time that challenge our normal way of doing things, wears trust thin. And we just got the news. I have to say, like a couple of weeks ago, like I said earlier, I thought that week was hard. Right? We spent 4 days putting together new rules for the synagogue and having the executive committee meet on them. And finally, yes, we know what we're going to do. And then it was Monday. And we scrambled. And in the space of a day, we figured out, okay, here's what we're going to do. And we met over the course of the week, mostly by Zoom. My eyes have turned into rectangles from looking at my screen to see all the faces of the people that I love. And we figured it out. By Thursday, I think by Thursday, maybe about 4:30, we felt great. And then there's more news. And this is where we are. And it's going to be like that for a month. That's when this challenges us to maintain our dignity, maintain our kindness, maintain our generosity. I want to tell a quick story before I end from the Talmud that speaks to this for me. It's from Masechet Ta'anit. Ta'anit means fasts, specifically fasting as a communal spiritual practice in hard times in a kind of, theurgic move. In the sense that when it's not raining, when there's a famine, when there's a drought, if we come together and show how serious we are, maybe that'll inspire God to have mercy on us. And in one particular incident, there was Rebbe Eliezer. Rebbe Eliezer, very knowledgeable. They said, you give him a piece of chicken, he could give you 39 arguments for why it's kosher and 39 arguments for why it's treif. And that's why nobody listened to Rebbe Eliezer. They're like, just give me the answer, right? And there's another story about him that ends poorly. But this one really speaks to me now. The sages taught, it was, Tana Rabbanan Maaseh Rebbe Eliezer. Forgive me for the Aramaeophones out there. I'm going to switch to English right now. There was a story, our sages taught there was a story about Rebbe Eliezer. There was a drought going on, and he decreed a complete cycle of 13 fasts upon the congregation. Like one fast stinks. And they thought, okay, if we're going to make it rain, we're going to make it rain with 13 fasts. And they went through the entire cycle of 13 fasts, sitting in shul all day, praying and not making kiddush, not eating, not nothing. And at the end of the fast, Everybody said, well, there's no rain, and they got up. They started to leave the synagogue. It was like, maybe this is a plan B. Maybe we need a golden cow. I don't know, but what we thought was working isn't working. And he said to them, see you later. One thing, have you prepared graves for yourself? This was his response. Hello, fun police, thanks for that. Have you prepared graves for yourself? Sit back down, we're going to fast some more. And he chides them, and he embarrasses them into doing what he wants. And it said all the people burst into tears. And then the rain fell. That's one way to do it. There's another story about Rebbe Eliezer. He was trying to make it rain. There was a special kind of Amidah that has 24 different verses to it, 24 different blessings. And he went down, he went to pray this 24 blessing Amidah, and bupkis. Nothing happened. And then this guy, one of the junior fellows in the academy named Akiva, Rebbe Akiva, stands up. And he opens his arms and he says, Avinu Malkeinu, ein lanu melech hala'ata. Avinu Malkeinu, lemancha rachem aleinu. Our Father, our King, we have nobody but you. For your sake, have mercy on us. And the rain fell. It started pouring outside. And this is perhaps my favorite, one of my favorite phrases in the entire Talmud. Hava maranane rabbanan. The rabbis started gossiping. It's a marananan is like rah, 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 rah. They started gossiping because what had happened was the most powerful, most intelligent, most wise rabbi did the extra Amidah and nothing. Rabbi Akiva gets up and says, Father, we only have you. So not for our sake, but for yours. You're enough for us, but maybe a little rain. And then the sages started gossiping. Well, maybe who's this guy that he can get up and make it rain like that? And Rabbi Eliezer can't. Maybe we need a new head of the Beit Midrash. And then, just to settle the argument, a voice of heaven comes out. A bat kol emerges. What does it say? Bat kol yatzata bat kol va'amar la mipnei lo mipnei shezeh gadol mizeh. Not because this one, Akiva, is greater than that one. Ella, shezeh ma'avir al midotav, v'zeh eno ma'avir l'midotav. Some translations go with, it's because this one is forgiving, and this one is not forgiving. Rabbi Akiva had an open heart and refrained from judgment. And Eliezer is the guy who says, yeah, if you don't want to fast anymore, go dig your grave. Somebody called in while Mayor Garcetti was making his announcement last night and about how we're shutting down all the businesses in town for a month. And a guy calls in and says, what do we do if we see somebody not washing their hands? Or what do we do if we see a business that's not closing? Who should we tell? And in classic grace, the mayor said, you should probably tell that guy. What we don't need is a lot of people running around judging each other. What we don't need is a lot of people running around, worrying about what everybody else is doing. A lot of people exercising their wrath. This is how my teacher, Rabbi Pat Fenn, translated this. Akiva It's not like he never felt angry. He had plenty to be angry about. But he held it in when he knew the people needed kindness. And that's why his 2-sentence prayer made it rain when 24 Amidas could not. In the coming weeks, our midotav, our attributes, our wrath, are going to be tested. I want you to remember this story, that it's not anger that's going to heal us. It's not anger that's going to restore trust in one another. It's gentleness, it's an open mind, and empathy, care, concern that's going to get us through this. And then next week we can talk about the rule book again. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to begin to end our service. High five? Okay. This is like the air five. We're doing this now. We're going to begin to end our service with Aleinu on a page. I swear it's going to be a good page. I think it's 51. Mm-hmm. Page 51. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד. על כן נגע לך אדוני אלוהינו יראות מרע ותפארת עוזך לבינו. כי המלכות שלך היא, וללמיה תמלוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
Be seated. It is a part of our service where we remember those in our congregation, in our families, and in our hearts who have left the world before us. We have the Mourner's Kaddish in just a moment, but first I want to share with you those who, for whom we're observing Yartzeiten this week, the anniversary of the passing. We're marking the Yartzeit of Nathan Jaffe, Sylvan Kellen, Darlene Miller, Batya Berlant, Benjamin Saperstein, Leah Zimmern, Ben Bert Schwartz, Esther Schuster, May Fisher, Max Schlachter, Max Nell, Louis Brown, Esther Popik, Yitzhak Schiffer, Yetta Siegel, Betty Sonis, Stephen Levine, Yonkel Moshe Osorowski, Sonia Krishka, Shokrola Yanesi, Harry Kaplan, Aaron Lash, Zev Gabriel, Charles Gabriel, Edward Collins III, Shiraga Tenenbaum, John Gallagher, Monica Tobias, Emma Cohen, Alan Prezant, Ira Green, Abraham Katzman, Ann Furman, Sarah Bernstein, Carly Ellinger, Shirley Lepuck Lane, Mikla Grumman, Sam Sagan, Pessa Grumman, Wolf Grumman, Betty Grumman, Jacob Grimman, Doris Grimman, and Joseph Grimman, Regina Weiss, Morris Zelenka, Abraham Shapiro, and Golda Engel. Our community also mourns the passing in this past week of Cecilia Fox. We extend our sincere condolences to her entire family. Cecilia passed away last Shabbos morning, March 14th. The funeral service took place this past Wednesday, the 18th, at Mount Sinai of Hollywood Hills in a private ceremony. A memorial service will be scheduled for a later time for the entire congregation. We pray that Cecilia's memory be a blessing. Hamakom Yenachem. May God comfort and strengthen their family at this time. We also mourn the loss of Sherman Margolis, brother-in-law of Joshua Pace. He died in Tucson, Arizona at the age of 91 years old. We send love and strength to the Pace family at this time. We pray that Sherman's memory be for a blessing. Hamakom Yenachem etchem. May God comfort and strengthen the family at this time. I just want to say a quick note about saying the Kaddish. There have been a lot of people asking the question, what do we do in a time of sequestering ourselves in groups from gatherings of 10? How do we say Kaddish if our minyan is taken away from us? And so this is something a lot of rabbis have been talking quite a bit lately over the last couple of weeks. And I'll say to a person, we've concluded that this is a different time. And if you're concerned that you don't have enough people to raise your prayer to heaven, I'll say that you have millions of Jews right now in the same boat. And if that's not a minyan, I don't know what it is. So I'll invite you to rise for the mourner's Kaddish if you are in mourning. We're on page 52. Yitgedal v'yitkedash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ba'ama divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael b'gala uvizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min Shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. We're going to conclude our service as we began. Almost.
Yeah.
Do I need to read announcements? No. Okay, let's read announcements. Just in case you haven't been paying attention.
Everything's canceled. Everything's online.
Right, everything's canceled. Half of it's online. PJTC, we've postponed lots of events. But please, if you are on our email list, read those emails, because we're trying to share just as much as we can about how things have changed. A lot of things that took place in person here, including upcoming special events, fundraisers, community seders, things like that. Families are changing plans around B'nai Mitzvah celebrations. So lots of things have changed. We'd love it if you would subscribe to our email list. Make sure you're aware of all of those things. Feel free to call us in the office here if you need to talk to a human being to tell you those things. What hasn't changed is the care that we're providing for people, and also our commitment to education. We have a couple of adult ed classes online. So if you want to know more than that, please subscribe to our email list and open the emails when you get them. It's a nice thing to do. So those things are not cheap. Actually, they are. I'm sorry, just kidding. With that, I want to say thank you all for being present, however you are present this evening, and I'm really pleased that we're able to continue praying together in safety and in spirit and in song.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to stay for one more minute when we're done with the closing song, we will do Kiddush and Motzi, and you can join us virtually on the other side of the screen. Let's join together. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulamo. Od yavo shalom aleinu,
עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם.
שלום עלינו ועל כל העולם. שלום, שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל העולם. שלום, שלום. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. שלום עלינו ועל כל העולם. שלום, שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל העולם. שלום, שלום. Shabbos.
Good Shabbos, everybody. Please join us for Kiddush right over here.
So we had decided that you were going to do one and I was going to do the other one, but I don't remember which one was it.
We'll take turns. You have a better voice, so you do Kiddush. I'm a germaphobe, so I'll do that.
Do you want to bring a microphone? You think it's okay?
I think it's okay.
Okay, this is the first one, right? Okay, let's join together. ויהי ערב ויהי בוקר יום השישי, ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו, ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרו למעשה וראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת עם כל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. לחיים.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על נטילת ידיים.
Amen. Chala moment. Let's virtually hold our hands together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. Shabbat shalom, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Good Shabbos, everybody. Enjoy it while you can. Before we start gossiping, is the camera off?
The camera is still on, but the sound is now